Jesus H. Christ, I'm Zeos Pantera, your host of In Ear Fetish, and never a more appropriate wallpaper has been picked. These IEMs are terrifying. Oh, God. So I randomly picked them up the table. Simgot, EA500s. I know nothing about them. Did I look them up? I looked them up. I got the price here. I'm shocked at $91 because they're built way too nice for $91.89. But they're gonna get a recommendation. Like if I do that 0 to 10 thing, these are I gotta give them a 6 or 5 maybe, because these are not IEMs. They're gonna be like, oh, these are really good IEMs. I enjoy listening to music on them. Here you go. These have a specific horrible purpose. That. I've never been more afraid to listen to music. These are the interesting ones. These are the kind of IEMs I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. I'm scared to death. Like if you play horror games, here's literally the recommendation. If you play horror games, if you play Dead Space, if you're playing Doomability, we talk about Doomability on this channel. Like, can you play Doom in them? Yeah, you can, but take your heart meds first. And this is not the first review of the day. This is not Zeos is just coming out. Zeos did a couple of IEMs already that he loved because they're smooth, and he loved because they're like, oh, they're calm. And these are fucking freaking me out. Like, the word is terrifying. And they look really innocent in that they're like, oh, let me shine them up on my sleeves. They're nice, bright. Actually, they kind of got like a symbol on them. I don't know what symbol that is. It's not the Simgot symbol. It kind of looks like some sort of hell swirl that you put into something. 2-pin, really nice chrome, weighty. I've got the decoding tips on there, and they have interchangeable nozzles. These are the other nozzles. They have black nozzles and red nozzles. I went from the red to the black, and then went back to the red. And they talk about the curves and how it's the Harmon curve. Well, if this is accurate to the Harmon curve, then Harmon is a Satan worshiper. I'm trying to I don't want to oh, these are bad, don't buy them. These have a very specific purpose. If you have a million IEMs and none of them absolutely terrify you, buy these. Like that's the way my heart is like. I literally was like, I was getting to parts of songs and I'm like, no, I don't want to hear this anymore. Not because it hurt, but because it was doing shit that was creeping me the fuck out. I had one pair of IEMs that did this previous, the S8s. Whoever made the S8s, Moondrop S8s. They were like violent, like violence. That's what these. If anyone watched the show Andor, slight spoiler, but not really a spoiler. There's a scene in Andor where they have to do a torture thing, right? This is a Disney Star Wars property, by the way. They have to torture a prisoner, and it's the Empire, and then we're going to torture them. And, you know, Star Wars hasn't had new ideas in forever, and they describe this torture, and it's horrifying. It's about, oh, we were literally the doctor. It's a doctor. You know, it's always a bad torture scene when it's the doctor comes and takes care of it. But, and irrelevant to this IEM at this point, but this would be what they used, because they said, oh yeah, we were taking over this planet and these people weren't being cooperative, so we had to wipe them out. Whatever peoples this was, alien race, you know, wild 3-4 head creatures. And the radio operators that were monitoring the communication traffic, while we were slaughtering them, were listening into the chatter and could hear their screams, including the screams of what we can assume were children. And they found the radio operators, the Imperial radio operators, like on the floor in puddles of their own piss and shit, in absolutely mental anguish. And so this torture scene in this movie show Andor, by the way, please go watch Star Wars Andor on Disney Plus, not sponsored, is they took those sounds and they filtered them and, you know, made them nice and pretty, and they put a helmet on you, and you just have to listen to this race of people being slaughtered and the sounds of children screaming, and they don't let you hear it. The show is so good because they put this helmet on this person who's being tortured, and you just see her face go from like, it's fine, I'm kind of concerned, to absolute mental anguish like that. And they hold her there for several days, and it's really, it turns her into Casca from Berserk. And if I was going to play that terrible, horrible sound to fucking mentally damage you, these would be the IEMs I choose. This is I'm giving these a thumbs up. in the weirdest way possible because of this is terrifying. Like I was just listening to this Toxic, Britney Spears Toxic remix. Where the fuck are the mics in this thing? The WEI Toxic remix, and it's a pretty cool remix, but it's not like it's not supposed to give me goosebumps, but I'm getting like weird fucking scared goosebumps. I don't know if I'm not going to sell these. They're too cheap. Oh, the different tips. So the red tips that it comes with were the original pick for this wallpaper, and then I was reading the back, and it's supposedly like, here's the standard Harman curve, and then we have our modified Harman curve, and it does warm it up a little bit, but then it just feels like the warm blood of your enemies is on you, and it's like that. So they're not bad. They're very different. And here's what I describe it, because the only place I could find them is Amazon, and it's a very shitty page. It's like, what is this? I've never seen so much blank space on an Amazon page before. But it is a dual magnetic circuit and dual cavity DLC diaphragm dynamic inner monitor. So it's a single dynamic. It doesn't say the size, I don't think, of the driver. Probably 6.66 millimeters or some shit. You know, these, they're going to sell. People watching this review are going to be like, I'm curious. And that's all you got to be. And I've had them on the tube, and then I had them on the IFI here, and I put it on like with the bass boost and 3D, and I'm like, nope, still horrified. Like everything, do not listen to music on these unless you listen to like the worst, scariest fucking blood. I literally, Slayer came on, and I was like, oh God. Please play Animal Crossing with these. Please. You'll be horrified. I don't know any other way to describe it. It's just my emotional state. Unless my emotional state has gone straight downhill, that's the best way I can describe it. Also, it comes with a lot of filter, like a lot of fucking, that's so many new washers for when you take the things on and off. Because, you know, it's just that thing. So I guess you might lose them. I have to recommend them, and I have to keep them. And I have to play I don't know what game I'm going to play with them, but I'm going to play a fucking game specifically with these EA. I think the way that it's not actually EA500, it's 500. There's a scream involved. Anyway, Wallpaper in the Horde. Thank you to my sponsors. Click the sponsor links. See who the hell that is, because they're sponsoring this content. Disney Plus, reach out. I could use a fat mouse paycheck. For recommending Andor and that torture scene. That's how good Andor is. It's got ideas. It's got good, new, fresh ideas. That, you know, it's not just like, I don't know, let's just bring every character back and look, a Wookiee. No, let's invent a torture scene that we describe in words that's more horrifying than any torture scene you've ever visually seen happen. And these are the IEMs. Oh, by the way, the wire is pretty nice too. It's a little, it's definitely not like the highest end wire, but it's good. It's got the right angle. Yeah, no, I'm done. Please no. I'm legit like disturbed in a good way somehow. That's fucking weird.